Jupiter is going to help us expand our conscious awareness around, remember, our sensory and pleasure experiences and finding our heaven on earth in connection with what we value on a material plane, and also how much we value and appreciate Mother Nature. Big, big lesson for all of us over the course of the next year. Welcome back, Astro fam. Today we get to talk about one of the most important transits happening in 2023, and it's happening with my personal favorite planet, Jupiter. Jupiter is the planet of expansion and growth and blessing and prosperity, and we have to know where he is in the sky at all times because this is the energy through which we can manifest and bring in all the blessings in our life. Now, Jupiter spends about 1 year in each zodiac sign, remembering that within your own unique birth chart, each zodiac sign rules over a specific area of your life. So while Jupiter is in a zodiac sign for the next year in Taurus, this is going to be a specific area of your life, depending on your birth chart, where you are going to be able to call in prosperity, get blessings, receive abundance in your life. So not only is it one of the most major transits of the year, but it's happening with my favorite planet. So we're going to break all of that down in this video. That way you can work with the energy, maximize its potential, and receive the most abundance and luck possible, depending on your unique birth chart. I'm also going to give you the understanding of what happens when Jupiter moves through the energy of Taurus. This happens about every 12 years. Jupiter as a planet spends about 1 year in each zodiac sign, migrating around the entire sky every 12 years. So what happens when he enters into Taurus? We'll break that down. And then most importantly, I'm going to give you some specific dates you're going to want to mark on your calendar over the course of the next year as Jupiter moves through this energy, because on these dates, you can not only take in the energy, but you can maximize the potential that you can receive from the abundance and expansion and blessing of Jupiter. So lots to cover in this video. I want to start out first with the basics of this transit through the energy of Taurus. Jupiter officially moved into the energy of Taurus on May 16th of 2023, and he will stay here for an entire year until May 24th of 2024. This is 1 year of Jupiter parking his butt in the energy of Taurus, and he's going to bless us here. He's going to give us abundance, expansion, and growth. We need to always know where Jupiter is in the sky because that is going to be where he is going to call in the most growth and luck for us. Definitely an energy we want to work with. Now, Jupiter has not been in the zodiac energy of Taurus in 12 years. The last time Jupiter was in this energy was from June of 2011 until June of 2012. So you're going to want to think back to that period of your life and what blessing or prosperity or growth or expansion or luck came into your life around that time. Because this is going to be a very similar energy that we felt back 12 years ago, as Jupiter has now returned to this part of the sky. Now, in your own unique birth chart, Taurus, the energy Jupiter will be moving through, rules over a specific area of your life. And that is the area of life where you can expect the most expansion and growth and prosperity and opportunities to come to you over the course of the next year. You also want to check your birth chart to see if you were born with Jupiter in the energy of Taurus. If you were born with this alignment, you are currently going through what we call your Jupiter return. We all go through a Jupiter return every 12 years because it takes Jupiter 12 years to go around each zodiac sign. And a Jupiter return is a destined, fated time in our soul's trajectory, in our timeline, if you will, where we are destined to meet a soulmate. We are fated to meet someone in our life that is going to bring in prosperity or an opportunity. It's going to change the trajectory of our life. Now, soulmates are not just romantic. It could be a business partner, it could be a child, it could be a friend, it could be a mentor, but it's someone that is fated to come into your life during your Jupiter return that is going to help you expand and grow and bring in some opportunities for you. So you want to check in your birth chart to see if you have a Jupiter in Taurus when you were born. Now, for all of us, we are still going to feel this energy of Jupiter in Taurus, bringing us opportunity, prosperity, luck, expansion, and growth. Now, as Jupiter moves through the energy of Taurus over the course of the next year, there are some major aspects, major astro weather events that we're going to experience. And remember, with Jupiter, he is influenced by peer pressure. He expands and grows any energy that he gets into. So if he's around a planet like Venus, he's going to expand and bless our love and our romance and our relationships. But if he's around a planet like Uranus, which he will run into Uranus in Taurus, a little bit more on that later, he is going to make that electricity, that jolting, rebellious energy even more volatile. So something we're going to want to pay attention to. So before we get into any of that, let's first break down Jupiter and why he's my favorite life coach. Jupiter as an energy is a planet that is dedicated to teaching us lessons around the area of our mindset, of our consciousness, of our belief systems, and our philosophy. So over our life, Jupiter is going to help us expand our consciousness, expand our beliefs, and he's going to do that by taking us on adventures, by trying out new things, by growing and learning through the experience that we call life. So it's a very practical energy that we can really see come into our life on a day-by-day basis. Now, Jupiter as a planet is what we call the Great Benefic. We have planets that are called benefics, and we have planets that are called malefics, like Maleficent. Now, the malefic planets are Saturn and Mars. They bring challenges or obstacles. They can be a little fiery and a little fighty towards us. But then we have those planets that are benefic or beautiful, and that is Venus and Jupiter. Now, Jupiter is way bigger as a planet than Venus, so we call him the Greater Benefic. And he can truly bring in beneficial and beautiful things into our life. So he is the expander and the Great Benefic. And so wherever his energy is located in the sky and how that is reflected within our own unique birth chart is going to bring in and expand us. So bring in opportunity, bring in blessing, bring in abundance, bring in just a little bit of extra luck that we sometimes need to move forward in our life. Now, I also like to think of Jupiter as a mentor towards us. He is really trying to teach us lessons on staying optimistic, on having trust, and on having faith. As a planet, Jupiter rules over the zodiac signs or the area of the sky of Sagittarius and Pisces. So Jupiter is the ruler of both of those zodiac signs. That's what he calls home in the sky. So Jupiter is going to mentor us in our mindset, in our optimism, and having trust and faith and belief that everything is either happening to us for a reason or it's going to lead us on the path that is meant for us. So he is definitely a mentor in that way. So I love Jupiter. Here is my real world example of who Jupiter is as a life coach or an energy to us. So imagine your best friend calls you up and says, hey, do you want to go out for a glass of wine tonight? We're just going to go out to the local bar, have a glass of wine, and come home, right? Your friend is Jupiter. Sounds great. We'll go, we'll come back. It'll be an easy, fun night. But remember, Jupiter is influenced by peer pressure. It grows, it expands, it makes things larger than life. So you go out with your friend, and instead of just having one glass of wine, you end up having 5 drinks, 5 shots, and end up dancing on the table, and you're out till 2 in the morning. That is the energy of Jupiter, making it larger than life, making it even greater than you thought could be possible. So we want to know where Jupiter is in the sky because that's the energy he's going to bring into that specific area of our life. And whatever zodiac sign he is moving through, that is the way in which he is going to bring us the energy. So remember, every single planet operates this exact same way. The planet is a life coach, coaching us over a specific area of life. Jupiter being our mindset, our higher consciousness, our beliefs, our philosophy, the way in which we do life. And that's what he's always going to coach us. But how he's going to coach us, the lens through which he's going to coach us, the vibe in which he's going to be teaching us these things changes depending on which zodiac energy he's going to be in. Now, he previously was in the energy of Aries. So it was about being bold and spontaneous and taking a risk, right? That fire initiation energy of Aries. So as long as we tapped into that Aries energy and acted a little bit more self-involved, prioritized our needs and our desires, we took action, we initiated things, Jupiter was like, hey, when you align with this energy, I will give you blessings. I will bring abundance and opportunity into your life. Now, Jupiter is in the energy of Taurus. So that's going to look a lot different and how we can tap into and channel into the luck and prosperity and abundance that Jupiter is going to bless us with. Now, again, going into your unique specific birth chart, you need to know what zodiac sign each area of your life is ruled by so that you know when Jupiter visits in a specific zodiac sign, that specifically is going to be the area of life for you that abundance or luck is going to come through. So we can break that down in a one-on-one session. If you need help, you can book a mini reading with me and we can kind of talk about this specific transit. We could talk about the upcoming summer months, or of course we can do a full birth chart analysis and I can help you understand all the energies and all the areas of your life. But for now, we are going to talk about the collective and what everyone can expect to feel as our life coach Jupiter moves into the energy of Taurus. How is he going to teach us these lessons and how do we tap in to receive the abundance he is going to give us? Now, when Jupiter moves into the energy of Taurus, he's going to change his vibe from when he was in the energy of Aries. As we felt Jupiter in Aries from December of 2022 until May of 2023, he was bringing us energy of fire, passion, intensity, initiating, and taking action. That's how we were receiving our blessings. But now Jupiter moves into Taurus, and Taurus is earth energy. It's fixed and it's stable and it's sturdy and it's strong. And so now we are taking that action and the blessing and the prosperity we receive from initiating, from starting something, from following our needs and our wants and putting ourselves first. And now Jupiter is saying, now we have to do the work. We have to get practical. We have to get realistic. We got to plant the seeds with all these things that we started. And if we do that, if we tap into this Taurus energy, Jupiter is going to bless us and bring us prosperity and bring us abundance. But now it's time to do the work because Taurus is an earth energy. It's fixed earth. There's 3 different earth energies in the zodiac. There is cardinal, there's fixed, and there's mutable. And Taurus is the fixed sign, meaning it is stubborn. Once we fixate something, once we put something in motion, once we start building the thing that we want to build, that we initiated at the beginning of 2023, we now have to keep it that way and keep growing it and persevering and being determined and water it and nourish it and give it sunlight and keep on going in the mindset of slow and steady wins the race. And it's going to make sure that those seeds we planted prosper in the most beautiful flower and the most beautiful plant imaginable. But that's going to take some time. So really this energy of Taurus is about being strong and stable and making sure that we are moving in the right direction one step at a time. Now, something else to understand, when Jupiter is in the energy of Taurus, the ruling planet of Taurus, the landlord, if you will, is Venus. So Jupiter is just visiting Venus's home. He is like a guest at the time, but Venus is really ruling over all of this energy. And we're going to talk about that when we get to the specific dates you're going to want to mark on your calendar, because while Jupiter is in Venus's home for the next year, she is going through a major transit in the sky that is going to amplify this energy. Now, as Venus rules Taurus, when Jupiter is here, he's taking in this Venusian energy. So imagine you go visit your friend's house, right? Your friend's the landlord, the owner of the house, and you walk into the house and it has, candles everywhere and blankets, and it's comfy and it's cozy and it feels like a sanctuary, and there's amazing food on the table every single day, and you just feel like you are indulging in your best life. That home environment, that indulgence in the senses and experiencing pleasure is the energy of Taurus. That's what Taurus energy is all about. Living your heaven on earth. So you're the visitor, you're Jupiter. I'm just going to come into this home and I'm going to indulge and I'm going to feel all the things and I'm going to immerse myself in pleasure and sensuality. And the owner of that house is Venus. She made it that way. She created her home environment to be a Taurus home environment. So Venus set up this area of the sky. Now Jupiter is going to go in and visit it. So Jupiter, remember, he expands. He's influenced by peer pressure. He's going to make things larger than life. He is going to prosper this energy and make it even more magnificent. And so we're all going to feel this Taurus energy more abundant in our life. And if we can tap into it, we're going to receive the blessings, right? So what is this energy? What does that look like in our day-to-day? Well, first things first, it's sensual. It's pleasure. It is truly asking yourself, what does your heaven on earth look like, feel like, smell like, taste like hear, sound like, right? It's all 5 of our senses, tapping into them and truly feeling the pleasure of life through our senses. Jupiter is going to expand that and call us forward and say, hey, you're going to find a lot of abundance and prosperity in your life when you make your life look, smell, taste, sound like heaven on earth. So we're really being called to that energy. Now, in addition, on a very, very positive, exciting addition, Taurus is ruled by the bull, and the bull represents our money, our financial systems. So it's about our money, our resources, our assets, the things that we've acquired and accumulated on a monetary and material plane. So it is our homes and our cars and our nice bags and the things that we value in our material world. So with Jupiter here expanding and blessing and bringing in prosperity, we can all get a little boost in our financial pockets, in our income, in our resources. And if there's things that you're wanting to purchase, this is a great energy to tap into. But you have to ask yourself the big question that Jupiter asks when he's in Taurus's home. Do you truly value this to spend money on it? Do you value it? Is it going to bring more pleasure or sensuality into your life? Is it going to, purchasing this thing, going to up level your life and make it feel more heavenly? Because if it's not, then it's not for you, right? Then you're not going to receive the abundance or the prosperity. So it's a big question that we're going to have to all deal with as we move through this energy. Now, lastly, Taurus rules over Mother Nature. It deals with agriculture and food and medicine and resources, right? Like food and fuel and water and air and all the things that Mother Nature provides us with. And so Jupiter is also going to help expand. Remember, he deals with our higher conscious mind. He deals with our faith and our belief systems and our philosophy on life, right? He's the mentor teaching us about our mindset and staying in a higher vibration. And because Taurus deals with Mother Nature and agriculture and our resources, we're all going to be called to raise our conscious awareness around these things. How Mother Nature can bring pleasure into our life through our senses, smelling beautiful flowers, tasting her beautiful food from the earth, not the chemicals, but the food from the earth, hearing the sounds of the birds, putting our feet in the grass, feeling the wind in our hair. Jupiter is going to help us expand our conscious awareness around, remember, our sensory and pleasure experiences and finding our heaven on earth in connection with what we value on a material plane. And also how much we value and appreciate Mother Nature. Big, big lesson for all of us over the course of the next year. But if we can do this, the opportunities and the abundance and the luck that we're going to channel from this energy is going to be absolutely beautiful. But remember, the energy and the way that we're going to go about that is in that slow and steady way. We're going to have to be patient as Jupiter moves through Taurus. It's going to take time to build upon this. Taurus is a very building energy. Right? You are building things with perseverance and time, step by step. So this isn't going to be a like overnight success story. This is going to be little by little as we move through this 1 year period, this 1 year cycle, more and more things coming towards us. So here are some main themes or some main energies we can expect over the course of the year as Jupiter moves through the energy of Taurus. One of them being, we may find blessing with a simple existence. This is a big lesson for this transit is blessings of Jupiter come from a simple existence of Taurus, the simple things, the healthy food on our table, the sound of children in our backyards, the feeling of love when we are in a safe environment. The simple things are going to bring blessings to us. Then we are going to receive prosperity. Remember, Jupiter brings prosperity in the areas of life ruled by Taurus, like money and resources and assets and material possessions. So that's really exciting to look forward to. Also, we're going to get a lot of abundance through tapping into our sensuality, really feeling our bodies, tapping into that pleasure center. A lot of us have been disconnected from our bodies, wanting to escape from our bodies. We don't listen when our body has pains or we're feeling tired. We just push through and ignore the symptoms of the human body, our human experience. And Jupiter is going to help us bring abundance back to our body and tap into the sensuality. So that's going to be beautiful for most of us to experience and to work through this energy. Now, as Jupiter expands us, he's going to really expand us into being grounded in the present moment. With Taurus being an earth energy and a fixed energy, we're just going to really be able to expand our ability to be grounded here in the present moment. expand our consciousness to be right here, right now. Don't worry about the future. Don't even think about the past that doesn't exist, but stay grounded in the here and the now. And then lastly, we're going to receive some luck. Jupiter brings luck when we can slow down. Really, truly slow down our mind, slow down our nervous system, staying consistent, putting one foot in front of the other, not making things overwhelming, but truly taking that slow and steady wins the race mentality. And Jupiter will bring us luck if we can do that. So with that, let's go ahead and talk about the specifics as Jupiter moves through the energy of Taurus, what we can expect, and some dates you're going to want to mark on your calendar and pay attention as these time frames come around from May of 2023 until May of 2024. Now, when Jupiter entered into Taurus, he realized that he wasn't here alone. He entered into Venus's home and realized that Venus has a long-term visitor. Someone that's been living in the guest room since 2019 and does not plan on moving out until 2026. And that is our planet Uranus, our life coach Uranus, the rebel and the revolutionary. He's been here just living his best life, shaking up this area of life. He brings freedom and liberation, but that comes through lightning bolt change, sudden shocking revelations. He really loves to bring some shock value into our life and snaps us awake. And so this volatile, rebellious, and revolutionary energy is already present in Taurus when Jupiter shows up. Now, he's not actually going to get involved with this energy until later in his journey, next spring in 2024, but it's present. It's in the home environment, and that makes Jupiter walk into an energy that's already been a little hectic in our lives, something we've been experiencing since 2019. And in addition to that, if you watch my other videos, the North Node of Destiny has been in Taurus now for the past 18 months. So as Jupiter enters into Taurus, he also gets welcomed in by the North Node. And this is like kind of a toddler energy. When we deal with the North Node, there's not a lot of free will. It does what it wants. It calls in things, puts us back on path with our destiny, with our trajectory. It brings external events into our life and just kind of snaps us back into place. And so that energy is also present in this new home where Venus is the landlord. But now Jupiter has to deal with the North Node and eventually Uranus. So it's going to be a journey as he moves through this energy. So I'm going to pull up this chart here and I'm going to walk through the time frame of Jupiter entering Taurus on May 16th of 2023 to when he leaves Taurus and enters into Gemini on May 24th of 2024. So let's start at the beginning. First things first, on the date that Jupiter moved into the energy of Taurus, this was 2 days after Mercury ended his retrograde. Now, I know that doesn't seem very significant, but Mercury did his retrograde in the energy of Taurus. So Jupiter enters Taurus, and in the energy of Taurus, in this home, Venus's home of Taurus, not only do you have Uranus, the rebel, the revolutionary, taking up one room, the North Node of Destiny, like a toddler, just blowing things up in another room, but you also have Mercury, who just freshly ended his retrograde, ready to get back on track. So it's a full house. And not only is it a full house, but 3 days after Jupiter enters into this house, there's going to be a new moon here. So that means the sun, the moon, Uranus, North Node, and Mercury, and Jupiter, 6 celestial bodies all present in this pocket of energy of Taurus, in this house. So there is a lot of pressure and a lot of change and a lot of shifting and a lot of things going on as Jupiter just enters in, right? He's like, I'm here, and holy moly, there's a lot going on. So that's how we're starting out this energy. Now, Mercury ended his retrograde, and what makes this very unique is that where Mercury retrograded in the energy of Taurus, he retrograded from 15 degrees of Taurus back to 5 degrees of Taurus. This is the exact same area of the sky, the exact same part of Taurus that Jupiter will also retrograde in the fall. Jupiter will go from 0 degrees of Taurus on May 16th, and he will go from 0, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way up to 15, where he decides to go backwards to 5 degrees. So when Jupiter enters into Taurus, Mercury already cleaned house. He already did a retrograde through 15 and 5 degrees of this area of the sky. Now, as Jupiter moves into this energy at 0 degrees of Taurus, Mercury just wrapped up his retrograde. Within 1 week, Jupiter is going to run into the North Node of Destiny. The North Node of Destiny is backing out. So going from 3, 2, 1, 0 degrees of Taurus, and by July, we'll enter out of the scene. We'll move out of the house. But as Jupiter walks in at 0 degrees, the North Node is at 3 degrees. So within the first 3 weeks of his entry into this space, he will run into the North Node of Destiny, and that happens specifically around June 1st. And this is a boost. This is an acceleration. Remembering the North Node is all about accelerating, expanding, bringing in new, fated destined opportunities, putting us back on track with the things that are meant for us. And Jupiter is the expander. So this is almost like a fast forward. Like you're getting this Jupiter and Taurus energy. If we're feeling the vibes, if we're expanding our sensuality, we're asking us, do we value this in our life? We're getting grounded. We're tapping into Mother Nature. We're experiencing pleasure. And then on June 1st, it's like this super boost, just hitting the fast forward speed button. So it's going to be a beautiful acceleration, just moving us into this energy even quicker and deeper. And then about 10 days later on June 11th, Jupiter officially moves into what we call his pre-shadow phase, meaning he's already made it to 5 degrees of Taurus, remembering that he's retrograding from 15 back to 5. So as Jupiter runs into 5 degrees of Taurus on June 11th, this is the preview. This is the moment from here until September 4th when he begins his retrograde. Anything that comes into our life or any lessons that we're learning in all these areas that we discussed earlier, these are things we might have to revisit. These are things that may come circling right on back around as Jupiter retrogrades. So pay attention on June 11th as Jupiter begins his pre-shadow in the energy of Taurus. Now he's going to move on June 11th from 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, all the way up to 15 degrees by September 4th. On September 4th is when we have to start going back over some things. Then it gets real. Because if Jupiter is going to bless us and bring us prosperity and bring us luck and bring us opportunity and bring all this amazingness into our life, what happens when he retrogrades? All of those things dry up. Our prosperity and luck and abundance and all of these things become very sparse as he turns around and goes backwards and says, no more new for you, no more expansion, no more growth, no more abundance. You got to work with what you got. I've brought you so much. I've offered you a lot. What are you going to do with it? Now it's time to go inward. You're going to have to work with what you've already been given through the blessing and luck and opportunities of Jupiter since he entered on May 16th. Now, something you want to pay attention to as well is that once Jupiter's retrograde begins on September 4th, he will be retrograde until the end of 2023. He comes out of retrograde on December 30th. So whatever abundance and expansion and growth and blessing and prosperity and newness is coming into your life, by the time we get to September 4th, a lot of that's going to dry up. A lot of that is going to end, and you're going to have to work with what you've already been given. So if you work with clients, if you're trying to attract money, if you're trying to receive something specific in your life, do not be frustrated if that dries up. Because during a Jupiter retrograde, we're meant to learn how we can have faith. Remember, it goes back to having faith and having trust and having optimism and still believing that everything is going to work out, even when things get challenging, even when we don't receive all that we desire. Because it's easy to have optimism and faith and trust in the universe when Jupiter is giving us and giving us and giving us all these things. But the true test, the true lesson comes when that dries up. Do you have trust in your own ability to grow and expand and to create your own opportunities? Do you have enough faith that it's going to get better, right? What is your beliefs? What are your values? What's your philosophy on life? What is the lens through which you're going to perceive these lessons that Jupiter is going to bring you? So just pay attention to that time frame. Once we get to September 4th, things are energetically going to feel a lot different as our planet, my favorite planet of expansion and growth and blessing, is going to go retrograde. Now, also, we mentioned earlier that Jupiter in Taurus is just visiting Venus's home. And Venus is really putting in some work this summer. Venus is going to retrograde in the energy of Leo. I'm going to pull up this chart here. Leo and Taurus are in squares with one another. They're both fixed energy, meaning they both don't like change. And they are in a square, meaning there creates tension to us here on Earth. As Jupiter is in Taurus, teaching us how to go slow and steady, right? To build things, to have patience and perseverance, to tap into our sensuality, to do all the Jupiter and Taurus stuff. And Venus is going to be over here in Leo. And Leo is about being bold, being grand, being seen, being praised, being recognized, being a little extra, being a little dramatic. And Venus brings pleasure and beauty and harmony into our lives. And as she retrogrades through Leo, she's going to say, what do you value? What do you find beautiful? Where do you want to be seen? What do you want to be recognized? What do you want to be known for in this world, right? Where we have to step up and stand out to bring and call in more abundance. That's a whole nother video with Venus retrograding and hanging out in Leo for 5 months. But remember, she's going to influence Jupiter because she rules Taurus over here. She rules Taurus where Jupiter is visiting. So this energy that we're going to be feeling from July until about October, November timeframe is really going to be calling us back to sensuality, back to pleasure, back to beauty, back to what we value in our life. And let's retrograde and edit out and get rid of anything that does not make our life feel like heaven on earth. I don't think I can even say that enough, that truly it's time for us over the course of the next 5 months to assess everything in our life. Does this cup make my life feel more heavenly, or is it just a cup? And that's all it is to me. If that's the case, get rid of it, right? Asking yourself, the friendships and the people in your life, do they make it feel more pleasurable? Do they bring beauty into your life, right? Even if it's a challenging relationship, sometimes they bring a reflection of how you want to expand and grow. Maybe they bring a different perspective or philosophy or belief system that helps you see the beauty in the difference, that there's multiple colors and multiple flowers and multiple perspectives that make life beautiful, and we can grow from each other. But if that's not the case, then it's going to be time for you to cut those things out, right? It's time to create our own heaven on earth with Venus in Leo and Jupiter in Taurus influencing us here on earth. Where these energies meet in the sky at the point, at the end of the square, is us. That's what we're feeling. We are at the crossroads of this energy, downloading it, imprinting it, and working with it. Now, another thing to keep in mind, which is not random in my opinion, is that the day that Venus ends her retrograde on September 4th is the exact same day that Jupiter begins his retrograde. So we edit and we reevaluate and we find things more beautiful and more pleasurable and get rid of all that does not provide that with Venus's retrograde. She ends on September 4th and is like, all right, we did the work, we cleared out, we retrograded, we redid, reanalyzed, re-edited, reevaluated, all the things. And now Jupiter's his turn. Now he's going to dry up the abundance, dry up the growth, and say, we're going to go within. And we're going to work with every decision we made and every opportunity we've received thus far. And we're going to go within. And now we are going to use that Taurus patience, slow and steady. We're going to water the seeds. We're going to give them sunlight. We're going to feed them. We're going to really do the work that it's going to take to grow those plants to beautiful flowers. But now we have to go inwards. So that's going to be the challenge. That's going to be the shift of energy that we're going to experience all the way until the end of the year. But then we get into 2024, and that's where things get a little interesting. So on December 30th, Jupiter ends his retrograde. We are fast forward. We're back on it. More abundance, more expansion, more growth, more prosperity in the area of our life that Taurus rules. We get to March, where he ends his shadow phase, meaning he retrograde back to 5 degrees on December 30th, comes out of retrograde at 5 degrees on December 30th, moves forward until he gets back to 15 degrees in March of 2024, and then he's back on track, right? Now, as of March of 2024, he's in new territory. He's going to bless us in a new way that he hasn't yet. We're going to have more opportunities that we haven't received yet, because by March of 2024, he's officially back in a new territory, in a new area of the sky. So then from March of 2024 until he leaves Taurus in May on the 24th, all newness, fast forward, full steam ahead. But as he does that, that short pocket of time from March to May of next year, 2 major astro weather events. First of all, Jupiter runs into Uranus. Remember, Uranus has been here, sudden, jolting, change, liberating, freedom, rebellion, doing things unconventionally. And Jupiter is going to expand that. He's going to blow it up even more. By the time we get to April 20th, 420, Jupiter and Uranus are going to come conjunct. They're going to meet up. They're going to blow stuff up. It's going to be volatile. It's going to be spicy. It's going to be unexpected. It's going to be liberating. It's going to be that ultimate level of freedom right? Uranus loves freedom. And it's going to be our freedom of heaven on earth. Taurus, our sensuality, our pleasure, our material possessions, our money, all this prosperity that we've been calling in with Jupiter. It's going to be a big day, big, volatile, unexpected day. Totally looking forward to it. And it's at the tail end of his journey on 4/20. Within 1 month, Jupiter's leaving this energy. So it's like his final hoorah. And then immediately before Jupiter leaves the energy of Taurus, he runs into the sun. It's called the Jupiter conzimi, a very powerful placement because the sun heats up. The sun brings life and vitality and potentizes things, right? It makes them more intensified. And so we get this sun Jupiter conzimi on May 18th, and it's just going to bring more fire, more heat, more vitality to all the things that we've manifested and created and attracted and brought in through this Jupiter in Taurus transit of the last entire year. So he's going to go out with a big bang with Uranus, bringing sudden things, bringing freedom, revolutionizing us, especially in this area of our life, sudden shocking shift. And then the sun is going to heat that up even more, bring more intensity to it. And then Jupiter on May 24th leaves the energy of Taurus and moves into Gemini, the next area of our life that he will bless for the next following year. So it's an exciting transit, and we have to know where this is playing out in our life. So I'm going to go through every single rising sign very quickly, give you a little highlight of where in your life you might expect all of this energy to unfold in. So first things first, if you are a Taurus rising, this is exciting for you. Taurus risings is happening in your first house of your identity. It is a glow up. It is in your physical body and how you're seen in the world. How do people know you? If you are an Aries rising, this happens in your second house. This is your income and your money sector. Super exciting transit. If you are a Pisces rising, this happens in your third house of communication, of conversation, of marketing, of speaking, of connecting, and of socializing. So go maximize your social media, get out there and meet people. If you are an Aquarius rising, this happens in your fourth house. This is your house of home and family, of real estate, of property, of creating your own family. So super exciting transit. If you are a Capricorn rising, this happens in your fifth house. This is your house of fun, of joy, of romance, of creativity, of getting out there and having hobbies and entertainment and games and just playing, tapping into your inner child. If you are a Sagittarius rising, this is happening in your sixth house. This is your house of health and well-being. So you're going to want to tap into your daily routines, what keeps you well, and just experiencing life through your senses for your overall well-being. If you are a Scorpio rising, this is happening in your seventh house of relationships and partnerships. That's me. So there's going to be a lot of expansion and growth in the people that you meet, and clients and business partners and collaborations, in romantic, marriage, intimate partnerships, deep friendships. All these areas of life are going to expand for you. If you're a Libra rising, this happens in your eighth house. This is your house of transformation, of death and rebirth, and shedding your skin and being reborn as a phoenix. This might be calling in some money that comes to you through unexpected sources. This is the house of other people's money being given to you. So inheritances, unexpected checks in the mail, things like that. If you are a Virgo rising, this happens in your ninth house. The ninth house is the house of foreign lands and travel, experiencing life, going on some adventures. Super exciting for you. If you're a Leo rising, this happens in your 10th house. The 10th house is the house of career. This is happening in your legacy, your purpose, how you're seen and what you're known for in the world, your career space. If you are a Cancer rising, this happens in your 11th house. This is the house of community and tribe and friendships. You're going to expand and grow in the people that you meet. And also your future, your goals and your dreams and your desires are going to expand even more. And then if you are a Gemini rising, this is in your 12th house. So the 12th house is the house behind the scenes. You're working on ending some things in your life, closing chapters, maybe working behind the scenes on a project that you haven't launched yet, but you have in your mind. This also rules your energetic body. So you're going to expand and grow in your spirituality, in your auras and your chakras, and connecting to the divine and working on your mental health. You're going to want to know where that is in your life. Again, if you need help understanding that even more, you can reach out to me. We can do a mini chart reading, a 30-minute session where I can help you understand this transit or any other questions that you may have, or we can do a full chart analysis if you've never done a birth chart reading before. And if you have and you want to do an astro weather forecast, we can do a 6-month breakdown, a year ahead breakdown. We can do a birthday solar return reading. I'm here to customize anything that you need, so feel free to reach out. You'll find my email in the description box below, or you can go ahead and contact me via one of my social medias. So thank you so much for allowing me to be your guide, to be the messenger from the cosmos to your soul. I hope you stick around. Make sure you hit like and subscribe. Not only do I bring you astro weather content, but I also like to take the lens of relationships and helping you have better relationships through the lens of astrology. So you can find more content like that here on YouTube. Also, if you like more of the fun, short format videos, you can head over to TikTok. Follow me at the Relational Astrologer. And until I catch you in the next video, I send you so much love and light. I hope you're just as excited as I am for one of the most important transits of 2023 as we receive the blessing and prosperity and luck of Jupiter, my favorite life coach, through the energy of Taurus. So I hope you maximize this energy, and I will catch you in the next video.